my dear students. I am glad to welcome all of you to another useful English language program at Gurugedara. Today, I am going to cover two competency levels. Competency level 6.6 using adjectives and 6.7 using prepositions will be discussed by me in this lesson. Well, now I need my grade 7 students to look at the competency level 6.6. Don't worry about these terminology or the big words, the vocabulary. You are going to use adjectives. Well, what is an adjective? Have you heard about adjectives? Yes, you're correct. Adjective. An adjective is a word. That is just a word. And that refers to describe a noun or a pronoun. Remember, my dear students, adjectives are used to describe a noun or a pronoun. So simple. Adjective is a word used to describe a noun or a pronoun. I know you have lot of problems. Now look at my sari. This is a sari. What is the color? A blue color sari. So the word blue is an adjective. Well, we'll look at some more examples. Look at the screen. What can you say about the house? A big house. Very good. Another one might say an ancient house. Or what will you say? An old house. A big house. Now look at the next picture given under the big house. What do you see there, children? A blue car. Have you seen different types of cars? A brown car, a white car, a red car. There are different words you can use to describe the word car, right? Well, now look at that girl. What do you think? Yes, a cheerful girl like you all, right? There are cheerful boys also. A happy girl. A beautiful girl. So the word girl you can describe using a lot of words. Well, look at the next picture. That boy, he is worried. A sad boy, you can see. A worried boy. A young boy who is worried. Right. Boys, don't worry. That's a picture. Right. Now look at this picture, the first one. Yes, what sort of a garden? Yes, how will you say that? A beautiful garden. A beautiful garden. Or you can say a nice garden. What else can you say? You can think a lot of words to describe the word garden. Now look at this. You can see a lot of children. What can you say about these children? Yes, happy children. Happy children, they are happy children. Excited children. Sweet children. Very good children like you all. When you take one word, if you have lot of words to describe, you can describe easily, right? Well, there is an activity. Hope you are going to do the work with me. Are you ready? Well, fill in the blanks using correct adjectives given within brackets. That is one activity taken from your book. I'll read the words for you. Clever. Do you know what clever is? Someone who is competent, right? Pretty, similar word. Beautiful, nice, okay. Large, it's not small, the opposite is small. Ugly. Ugly, they are ugly ones you don't like. The opposite of beautiful can be ugly. Thin, you know it's not fat. Fat and thin, the opposite of thin is fat. Not fat one, we are talking about a thin one. Young, what could be the opposite? Old. Then innocent. I know, my dear students, you are innocent. Children are always innocent. You have to be very careful. You must read, you should understand, so you should know that you are innocent, right? Well, shall we do the exercise? Right. Look at the first one. Sherin is a blank lady who wins beauty contests. I repeat the sentence for you. Sherin is a lady who wins beauty contest. So, you are going to describe the lady. So, what could be the answer to describe a lady who takes part or took part in a beauty pageant? The word is, yes, it should be pretty. Yes, my dear students, you can see Sherin is a pretty lady who wins beauty contests. So, if there is somebody to win a beauty contest, that we have to think about the lady to describe. So, that definitely should be a pretty lady or a beautiful lady. According to the list of words, you can use the word pretty. Look at the next one. My best friend is a blank boy. He helps me in my studies. Right? Shall I read that again? My best friend is a blank boy. He helps me in my studies. Did you get that? My best friend is a clever boy. Because how can you guess that? He helps me in my studies. In order to help somebody, the other person should be talented, skillful, clever, right? So, we describe the word boy using the adjective clever. You can remember the lady is the noun, the adjective is pretty, pretty lady. So, the pretty lady, Sherin is a pretty lady who wins beauty contests. The second sentence, my best friend is a clever boy. He helps me in my studies. Dear children, if you have a girl to help you, you can say, my best friend is a clever girl. If you want to use the word instead of girl or boy, you can use child. My best friend is a clever child. Right? That is how you can improve your vocabulary. Look at the third one. I was scared to talk with the man with an blank face. Now there is one hint, an. That means there should be a vowel. So, according to the list of given adjectives, the option is ugly. And the face is described using ugly, that is not a beautiful face. Right? So, this is how you should logically think. My dear students, when you select answers, you should logically think the better answer. I was scared to talk with a man with an ugly face. Right. Are you ready for the fourth one? I hope you would have found the answer by now. They were looking for a blank box to pack the gift. Yes, Very good. According to the given answers, the options, we can select the word large to explain the box. They were looking for a large box to pack the gift. Do you know what a gift is? Gift is a present. Right. I hope you got all correct. Now there are some more. Yes. The next one, the blank calf which was born today was searching for its mother. Look at this sentence again. The blank calf which was born today was searching for its mother. Remember the word it's possessive pronoun. No apostrophe. Belonging, its mother. Don't put apostrophe, right? What could be the answer? Wow, I hope you got it correct. The young calf, right? Answer is the young calf which was born today was searching for its mother. Well, look at the fifth sentence. The patient who was lying on the bed had a body. Now we are talking about a patient, and you know, a patient is someone who is not well, right? Come on, answer is yes. Very good. I'll read the answer for you. The patient who was lying on the bed had a thin body. We are talking about someone who is ill and the person has got a thin body. Sometimes you find patients with a fat body also. But you're given some words, right? Wow. Now you're going to do the sixth one. Rabbits and deers are blank creatures found in wild. Look at this sweet sentence, children. Rabbits and deers are blank creatures found in wild. What is the answer? Very good. Rabbits and deers are innocent creatures found in wild. Right? I hope you got everything correct. Right. Now I need you to pay attention onto the screen. When we talk about adjectives, there are two forms. Comparative form of adjectives you get, and the superlative form of adjectives also you get. There are two forms, comparative and superlative. I know now you are worried about the words. What is this superlative? What is this comparative? Don't worry, my dear students. We are going to learn the adjectives. Right? Now, if I explain what comparative form of adjectives are, if I explain that in details, remember, comparative form of adjectives are used to compare between two entities, two things. Remember that at this moment. You're comparing two entities, two different things, right? And on the other hand, remember, when you make use of a comparison, it's not complete unless you use the word than. We will look at some examples. Right. Let's look at this slide. You better study the comparative form of adjectives. Some examples with me. There is a rule, right? You know, and the base form is also given. Comparative form is also given. The first rule is for short adjectives, for short ones, small ones, not small. I mustn't say small, short. Short ones, you're going to add ER. If I say, I am a tall teacher. If there is somebody next to me, taller than me, I will say taller. There is someone to compare, right? Compare. We will come to a conclusion with, by looking at a picture. I will show you a picture later. Now, base form tall becomes taller when you compare with somebody. Then, if the last letter is E, add only R. For instance, close, right? I am, now look here, two situations. I am close to the screen. I am close to this screen. I can be closer, closer. Can you understand? Closer. I have changed the position. Right. Then nice. Nice. The last letter is E. When you compare, you have to add R, the letter R, and it becomes nicer. Fast. Now I am running fast, right? If I am going to do faster, faster, right? Can you understand? Comparing. I am running fast. Now I am running faster, faster. Okay? All right. Now look at the third one. For the adjectives ending in Y, you are going to drop Y, omit, cut Y and add IER. If I say healthy, the comparative form is healthier. Well, now we look at some examples, children. Can you see the screen? What can you see? There is an elephant. Very good. What else? A hippopotamus. Now, there are two animals, two big animals. Now, what can you say? Who is larger? Yes. By now, you can construct a sentence. An elephant is larger than a hippopotamus. An elephant is larger than a hippopotamus. Do you know why we used an elephant? Because elephant, the vowel sound is there, right? And single, a hippopotamus, right? You can see how the sentence is formed. An elephant, because we are talking about one, right? And we are comparing these two animals, right? So there we have used a comparative form. I think you can understand. Remember, an elephant is larger than a hippopotamus. Well, now look at these skirts. There are two skirts. There's a red skirt and a green skirt. Red skirt and this green skirt. So this is specifically particular. This is a special skirt. Because of that we use the article the, right? Which is longer, red one or green one? Yes, you're correct. The red skirt is longer than the green skirt, right? The red skirt is longer than the green skirt. Did you understand? The red skirt is longer than the green skirt. Let's look at another example. Can you see there are two bags? Sanduni's bag and Kamalini's bag. Yes, what can you say? When you look at the size of the bag, you can think of the weight. Yes, my dear students. When you think about the size and how it is filled with vegetables, you can see and can guess what is heavier. Which bag is heavier? Very good. Sanduni's bag is heavier than Kamalini's bag. Now you can do this as a game. When you are playing with your friends, you can take your friends' bags and say, Kamala's bag is heavier than Mala's. You have different nice names, but you can use these sentences. Children, don't forget to use these sentences in your day-to-day life. right, in day-to-day situations. Well, look at these two faces. One you can see Andrea, the other one is Rosanna, right? Look at these two faces. Who has got the very thin face? Who has got a thin face out of these two? We can say Andrea's face is thinner than Rosanna's face. Wow! Now you are going to look at a butterfly. Have you seen butterflies? And an ant. Which one do you like? But anyway, these two insects are small creatures, innocent creatures. But when it comes for beauty, you like the butterfly. Am I correct? Yes. You can see this beautiful. Now look at this. You are comparing these two. When you compare, children, you can't add any letter to beautiful. Beautifuler, can you say? It's wrong. You can't. Because of that, for long adjectives, we use more. When you compare, for long adjectives, we use the word more. Therefore, remember, for long adjectives, we have to use the word more. You can't add anything to the base word, right? Therefore, a butterfly is more beautiful than an ant. I repeat, a butterfly is more beautiful than an ant. Right. I know you have a question now about the superlative form of adjectives. What are superlative form of adjectives? Look at the screen. The superlative form of adjectives usually are formed using more than two entities. Remember, when making use of the superlative form, you have to use the word the, right, before the superlative adjective. You have to simply remember you are comparing more than two entities. Now, when you compare, you have two. But when you have superlative, you can compare more, not two. You are not limited to a two, right? And in front of this, the superlative adjective, you have to use the word the, right? It's superlative. Shan is the tallest boy in our class. That could be one example. Well, now we'll study a bit in detail about superlative form of adjectives. There you can remember and recall what you have learned under comparative form as well. Right. Rule. There's a rule for this also, right? Base form, when we take tall. Now for short adjectives you add, for superlative form you add est. Base form tall, look at the screen. Base form tall, comparative is taller, you add er. Superlative tallest, right? And comparative, don't forget, taller than, right, between two entities. And superlative, the tallest, right? We will discuss everything in sentences, in situations, then you will easily remember. Then next one we can say, we add st when the adjective ends with e. Close. Close, the comparative form is closer, but superlative is closest. Closest. Third rule is, for the adjectives ending with y, drop y and add iest. Healthy is the base form, comparative is healthier. Comparative is healthier and superlative is healthiest. Well, there's some more to be discussed. So, adjectives with another pattern. Consonant, vowel and a consonant. Now, big, if I say big, B is a consonant, I is a vowel, G consonant. With such adjectives, you have to use EST. Big, bigger, comparative form, and superlative, biggest. Children, now look at another important rule. Long adjectives. Can you remember? We use the word beautiful. It's a long adjective. You can't add anything to the base form. Later you will understand the suffixes or the letters which will be added. You can't do anything for these big words, base words. Beautiful becomes more beautiful according to the comparative form. But the superlative form is most beautiful. Okay. Now there is a nice picture. This is very clear, I hope. You can see John. Can you see? There are 3 students, 3 children, right? They are happy like you all, right? John, Ben, Tom, right? You can see John is tall and Ben, when you compare, what can you say? Compare this John and Ben. Ben is taller than John. Yes. Tom and Ben. Tom is taller than Ben. Then who is the tallest? Tom is the tallest. Can you see? Look at the screen. John is tall, right? But Ben is taller than John. You're comparing 2 entities, 2 children, and you have to use the comparative form with taller than. Then the tallest one, Tom, is the tallest. Good. Now we are going to do one activity on page 50 in your workbook. I have done this for you. I hope you can follow the book, that is in workbook page 50. Match the adjectives. Base form is given, comparative form is there, and the superlatives are also given, but all jumbled. It's not in order. Number 1, strong. Okay, come on, find. Where is the comparative? Yes? What is the comparative form? Stronger. Very good. Strong. Comparative form is stronger. Yes. Come on. Now you are going to find the superlative. Superlative form. I hope you can't find. Shall I read the base forms for you again? 1 to 10. I'll read the list of words. Then it will be easy. They are not in order. Strong, heavy, clever, old, bright, fast, high, weak, easy, simple. Children, I am reading all these forms. Don't look at the screen. Try to find answers and write answers in your workbook. Then we can discuss the answers, right? I'm reading the comparative forms for you. Older, faster, higher, weaker, stronger, easier, simpler, brighter, cleverer, heavier. Well, I'm reading the superlative forms also, not in order everything. Cleverest, strongest, oldest, fastest, highest, brightest, easiest, simplest, weakest, heaviest. Right. I hope now you're ready with your answers. We'll discuss. You're going to tell me the base form, comparative form, superlative form. If you have got it correct, if you have done without looking at this, you can mark it correct with a pencil, right? Okay, we'll check. If you got it wrong, don't worry. Learn now. Follow this. Strong, what is the comparative form? Stronger. Superlative, strongest. Heavy, heavier. Superlative, heaviest. Clever, comparative, cleverer. Superlative, cleverest. Old, comparative, older. Superlative, oldest. Bright, comparative form, brighter. Superlative, brightest. Fast, comparative, faster. Superlative, fastest. High, higher is the comparative form, highest is the superlative form. Weak is the base form, weaker is the comparative form, weakest is the superlative form. Easy, the base form, base adjective, right, a positive adjective. Comparative is easier, easiest is the superlative form. Simple becomes simpler, the comparative form is simpler, simplest is the superlative form. Well, now you are going to do one activity in your workbook, that's on page 66. Well, I hope you can write now. The word given there is hot. Now you can see why we are using the comparative form. In Sri Lanka, August is hotter than October. This is a comparing. This is comparing. Compare between 2 months. Because of that, hotter, right? Okay, now you can see the Atlantic Ocean is blank, large than the Indian Ocean. Can you remember the comparative form? Because than is there. It's a comparison. Yes, very easy. The Atlantic Ocean is larger than the Indian Ocean. You must think logically. The third one, out of all the students in the class, I am the blank tall. Remember the theory. The word the is there, right? No than. So, you are going to use the superlative form of tall, that is the tallest. Out of all the students in the class, I am the tallest. Very good. Now look at the next one. The room looks blank, clean and nice than yesterday. You are comparing. And it's comparative. Than is there. What could be the comparative form of clean and nice? Very good. Cleaner and nicer. The room looks cleaner and nicer than yesterday. Look at the next one. That is the word given is funny movie I've ever seen. So, you're going to use, what is the form that you're going to use? Good. Superlative form of funny is funniest. That is the funniest movie I have ever seen. Funniest, that means filled with lot of jokes. This exam was easy than the previous one. Previous one is something that was done before, right? So, comparing 2 exams and you get the word than also. What could be the answer? Comparative form of easy is very good, easier. So simple, children. This exam was easier than the previous one. Well, again another activity on page 69 in your workbook. Select the most suitable word. Complete the blanks given below. There is a clue. You know comparative form. You have to compare and then is there. For superlatives, you get the word the. Right. Elephants are blank, big than deer. Come on, tell the answer. What is the comparative form of big? Bigger. Very good. Elephants are bigger than deer. Look at the next one. My grandfather is blank old than my father. You're comparing your grandfather with your father. What is the comparative form of old? Older. Very good. My grandfather is older than my father. See, I am blank than my brother. You can compare. You're comparing. What is the comparative form of tall? Very good. Taller. I am taller than my brother is the answer. Hope you can write the answer for the next one. The Mahaveli River is blank long than the Kalani River. You're comparing. What are you going to write? The comparative form of long is longer. So simple. Therefore, the Mahaveli River is longer than the Kalani River. Mahaveli is the blank long river in Sri Lanka. You're comparing but not between two. It's with lot of rivers and you get the word the. What is the answer? The superlative form of long is the longest. Mahaveli is the longest river in Sri Lanka. Well, rats are blank small than cats. What is the answer? You're comparing two animals. Comparative form of small? Very good, smaller. Rats are smaller than cats. Very good. Now look at the last one. Vatican is the blank small country in the world. The world, you are referring to countries in the world, and Vatican is the, yes, the superlative form. Vatican is the smallest country in the world. Well, we'll move on to another interesting lesson about prepositions. Before that, let me know what prepositions are. Actually, children, prepositions are words, right? And they are used before a noun or a pronoun or a noun phrase. And that is used to describe a reference to time, place, and you can explain in any way that you prefer. Without talking about the definition of a preposition, we'll use, and you should know how to use prepositions. Look at this picture. This is a nice picture. You can see the kitten on the fence. The butterflies are above the flower garden, right? Can you see? Can you see these prepositions? You can see a lot of prepositions and you can describe also. In another lesson, you have learned how to describe the picture as well. So, we'll see how we can describe. The sun is shining in the sky. Do you agree? The sun, you can see the sun shining in the sky. It's kind of it looks like a flower. Some butterflies are flying over the flower beds. There's a cat on the fence. The girl is watering the plants in the vegetable plot. There are many vegetables in the plot. The rabbit is hiding behind the cabbage. Can you see the rabbit? The rabbit is hiding behind the cabbage. The snail is crawling between the lines of carrots and beetroot. There's a worm near the pumpkin. Can you see the pumpkin? And the worm? Well, there's a tree on the left side of the girl. You have learned a lot of things, but don't worry. We'll do an activity. Activity on page 100 in your pupil's book. Fill in the blanks with suitable prepositions. What can you see, children? Yes, you can see an aeroplane. What can you say? The aeroplane is flying above the clouds. The aeroplane is flying above the clouds. What can you say about this? Sumali is standing next to her brother. This is in your book. You can see, right? Sumali is next to her brother. What can you say about the eagle? The eagle is flying over the mountain. The eagle is flying over the mountain. Now you can see some milk is being poured into the glass. Some milk is being poured into the glass. Well, look at this. Rohan is climbing up the stairs. That child is climbing up the stairs. Remember, not climbing down, right? Well, Meena is sliding along the railing. Can you see, my dear students? Be careful. You will get injuries, right? It's dangerous, but you can see how happy the fellow is. Meena is sliding along the railing. Wow. Now you can see two creatures. The cat is sitting near the dog. You can see the sheep. The sheep is jumping over the fence. The sheep is jumping over the fence. Well, now we are going to discuss the prepositions which can be used to describe the places, right? So, you can see in the picture, look at the screen also, the cat is in the box. There is a cat in the box and there is a cat on the box, right? You can see a cat is in the box and the cat is on the box. Right, look at this. What is this? This is a bottle. And what is this? A red color ball. Now, look at me. What can you say? The red color ball is in the bottle, or you can say there is a ball in the bottle. Now, I am going to put another one into the bottle. There are two balls in the bottle. Look at this bottle. What is there in it? There is water in the bottle. Did you understand? There is water in the bottle. You should learn what on is. Now, this is a ball. The ball is on the box. The ball is, this is an ice cream box, right? The ball is on the box. I'm going to do this. Will it fall? Hope it won't. I'll keep this. There is a ball on the bottle. Cannot balance, so I'll move here. There is a ball on the bottle here, right? Well, now we'll pay attention to another preposition which is used to describe the place under. Right. Now look here. Where is this ball? The ball is under the box. The ball is under the box. Can you see? The kitten there is under the box. Right? Now this ball is under the box. If I take this ball is, there is a ball in, there is a ball in and there is a blue color ball under the bottle. Right? Okay. The remote. This is the remote. The remote is under the bottle. Right. And you can see on the screen next to, the cat is next to the box. The cat is next to the box. Now, if this is a box, now if I say the bottle is next to the box. Simply, I am next to the screen. You can say the teacher is near the screen or the teacher is next to the screen. Well, now in front. Children, you can see this bottle, right? This is a water bottle. There is water in the bottle. The bottle is in front of the box. If you see, the cat is in front of the box. The cat is in front. My bottle I have kept here for you to understand. The bottle is in front of the box. Right? Now you can see this is in front. Okay. I am going to take this behind. Now the bottle is behind the box. Now look here. I have kept a ball here. The ball is in front of the box. The bottle is behind the box. I am in front of the screen. If I can go behind, I have to go behind. It's difficult at this time. You can see the cat is peeping and checking, so it's behind. And here, the ball is in front of the box. The bottle is behind. Right. Above. This is something that you should know, children. The cat is above the box. Now, I am telling you, I am going to tell you, if this ball is above, look here, this is above the table, above everything. This is above my head. I am keeping this ball above my head. I am keeping the box above my head. If there is something referring to a position which is above, we can use above, right? And below. Below is down, a special place. Now, when we take, we can see, imagine this is a line, right? This is a line. Imagine this is the line. So, if I am going to take the ball down, this is below the box. Don't get confused. Below is something, now there is a special line, under that line, under that surface, if there is something, we can say below. Sometimes you are given exercises not to write anything below that line. That means there is a definite demarcation, right? Between. Now you can see between these two types of bottles, you can see a box. There is a box between these two bottles. There is a ball between these two bottles. Now the cat is between these two boxes. The cat is between the two boxes. Right. Well, it's good now if we do another activity. Don't worry about prepositions. Those are very easy words which refer to different places and sometimes used to mention the time also, right? So, don't worry, you are going to use about prepositions used to indicate the proper place, right? Look at the pictures and mark the sentences correct or incorrect, right or wrong. That is activity 3 in your pupils book, page 99. Now, you have to be very careful. Look at the picture. A man is climbing down the hill. What? A man is climbing down the hill. Is it correct? False. It's wrong. Because this man is climbing up the hill. Right. Next one. Can you see the dinosaur? Now, if there is a sentence, the dinosaur is near the tree. What do you think? Yes, it's true. It's near the tree. Now, look at the next picture. The buffaloes are jumping into the stream. Jump into the stream. True or false? You can see the position and how they move. Everything is clearly highlighted in the picture. Correct. True. Very good. If you have got it correct, mark it correct with a pencil. Look at the next picture. Can you see a crow? The crow is flying above the cart. Now, this is a bullock cart which you have never seen, I think, right? What do you think about the answer? True, very good. The horse is jumping over the fence. What do you think? Yes, you're correct. It's true. Now, the horse is running down the meadow. What do you think? True, correct. Look at the aeroplane. The aeroplane is flying below the clouds. Is it below? It's above. So, it's wrong. Correct answer is the aeroplane is flying above the clouds. Right. Now, you are going to do another very interesting activity. Right? Activity 6 on page 101, and that is in your pupils book. It's going to be a listening one. You can do this with your friends. Right? Read the sentences given below to your friend. And it's very interesting. I'm 100% sure you will like it. Your friend should draw the pictures in the given boxes. You better read sentence after sentence and let your friend draw that and check. First one, first draw a house. Now draw a well near the house. You can do it. First draw a house. Now draw a well near the house. Second one, draw a 2-storied building. Label it hospital. Then draw another small building next to it. Label it pharmacy. Draw a table. Now draw a light bulb hanging above it. Fourth one, draw a fish tank. Draw 2 fish in the water. Draw some steps. Fifth one, now draw a ball bouncing down the steps. The 6th instruction is draw a coconut tree. Now draw a snake slithering up the tree. Shall we check? It's very interesting, children. You can see. Did you get a picture like this? I use the computer, just lines. I know there are better, good artists. You can draw better than this picture. So, first draw a house. Now draw a well near the house. You can see a house and a well nearby. The second one, did you get a picture like this? Draw a 2-storied building. Label it hospital, 2-storied, right? Then draw another small building next to it. Label it pharmacy. Did you get a picture like this? Hope you got it correct. Look at this. I hope you got it correct. Draw a table. So easy. You can just use sketches, right? Now draw a light bulb hanging above it, not below, above it. Right. The fourth one, you will laugh at the fish that I've used here. Right? You can draw a nice fish. Draw a fish tank. Draw 2 fish in the water. Hope you got it correct. Next one, draw some steps. The 5th one, draw some steps. Now draw a ball bouncing down the steps. That means the ball bounces down the steps. You can put an arrow to show that it's bouncing down the steps. And you will laugh at my coconut tree. You can draw a nice coconut tree, right? Draw a coconut tree. Then the pictures, we need your understanding. Draw a coconut tree. There are coconuts also in it. Now draw a snake slithering up the tree. You can see the snake going up. You can draw a nice snake, not like this. Okay, my dear students, you can do these language games. You can use your language when you're playing, and please don't forget to use in your day-to-day life, right? I hope you have understood today's lesson, and let's look at the summary. I hope you have learnt something about adjectives. There are 2 forms, comparative form and the superlative form. Adjectives are words which are used to describe nouns and pronouns. right? And the next one is about prepositions. You have learned a lot of prepositions to use or to refer to places. When you use prepositions meaningfully, you can convey a proper message. Well, I need all of you to go through these lessons again and again. If you have missed anything, please make use of channel NIE on YouTube. Don't forget to use adjectives and prepositions in your day-to-day language. Until we meet you again, take care. Goodbye.